Hey my loves, welcome back for another video. Can you check out this packaging from LuHair? They have some of the nicest boxes on the planet. But today they sent over a glueless invisible fake scalp Brazilian lace wig and her name is Nikki. So with the wig, they included my wig cap, this brush, as well as elastic band, and this is her here. You can tell she's a gorgeous kinky straight wig. They also included in an elastic band inside the wig already, and this is one of those bra strap ones that you can adjust really nicely. I'm not going to be using it today, and I'll show you exactly when I take it off after trying it on and it not really working out for me. So the first step is going to be to clean off the hairline, and then I'm going to go ahead and apply the wig. You have to clean your hairline to make sure that your glue sticks, and you guys can see this wig fits me perfect. It's super snug at the nape of the neck, which is extremely important to me when wearing a wig. I don't want it loose in the back or fluffing off. Also, here's a great texture shot of the wig. It is super full and dense, super gorgeous. I absolutely love her, and I actually think I look amazing in these kinky straight wigs. So here's a shot of the parting space. I believe this is 6 inches of parting space, but it looks like more. Like, this is literally goals. I wish all of my wigs had this much parting space. Amazing. So they say this one is 150% density, 20 inches in length, and a medium cap. I feel like it fits my head like a glove, and normally I go for a small, so that's amazing. Also, as far as the length go, I feel like it's true to length, as well as the density. The density definitely feels like more than 150, but I'm sure when I silk press it out, it probably would be much thinner, like not thinner, but just appear in its true density. And as I've been rambling, you guys can see I've pretty much been doing my normal steps. I pretty much love to go ahead and add a wax to the hairline and kind of hot comb it out just so that the hairline looks a lot more natural. I can see what's going on, you know, kind of cancel out the frizz and craziness and kind of make it just look a lot more neat. Also, this wig, like most, are pre-plucked, so it kind of helps me to see truly what is there and what needs to be plucked. I'm going to opt to not pluck it today just because this is such a full looking wig that I don't want the hairline or the contrast of the hairline to be super sparse. So I kind of feel like what they did or what they provided as far as pre-plucking it goes really complements how full this one looks. So now that I've gotten everything squared away with prepping my wig, I'm going to go ahead and cut off the excess lace. One thing I never do on my channel is like the zigzag method where you cut your lace off kind of zigzag so that you don't have that straight line of demarcation. I've been meaning to try that with you guys because I've done it before and I didn't like it a few times. So I'm going to try it with you guys on camera in one of my upcoming videos. Let me know if you prefer to go straight across or zigzag. Now that we've bonded the wig down, you guys can see the elastic band that was already attached comes in front of my ears. Maybe it's because it's a medium cap and a small would fit much better. Either way it goes, the wig must fit around my ear and not on top of my ear. So I removed it, and that literally solved the problem. So that's one of the amazing things about these companies. They include the elastic band for you, but you can remove it if you don't want it. Also, if you want to just move that little base for the elastic band as well, you can unstitch that as well, super easy, or you can use it. I prefer the elastic band, but again, this one just wasn't placed right for my head shape because we all have different head shapes. So now I'm going ahead and making the baby hair. You guys can see how amazing this hairline looks. It literally looks so amazing. For some reason, the wig didn't bond down as I needed it to, probably because I'm moving too fast and I'm lifting it to do other things. So I am going to use a scarf method to make it lay super flat and look more melted in just a moment, but I just wanted to go ahead and make the baby hair first. That way all of that can melt and bond together. So now on to the main attraction of this particular video. We are going to be doing some cornrows. You guys call them box braids in 2019, but these are cornrows to me. I'm going to do 4 up top. I kind of felt like I loved the density of this wig, but just to do a center part probably wouldn't compliment me. Well, it would compliment me, but it would be more of a look that you guys wouldn't love if I just literally wore a center part and let it be natural. So I figured I would either go in and press it really good and give it more of a super press out straight look, which I've done recently in another video, so I didn't want to do that. I kind of feel like I do cliche when I do the half up, half down, and put the top in a bun. So I kind of wanted to switch it up for you guys because I haven't done the cornrow look in a while, and I know that it's so much easier for me to cornrow when I don't have nails, and I probably will get nails later this week. So I kind of tried to take advantage, and I absolutely love the way it came out. Now, because you have all this parting space, that's definitely another reason I wanted to take advantage and really show off the beautiful parting that they provided, especially because there's a fake scalp underneath. I'm also going to add a little bit of a contour powder at the very end, but you guys can see how well this lace blends with my skin already, so I really don't even need it. I definitely didn't need to tinker lace or anything, and of course the knots are bleached, so they pretty much do everything for you. So I kind of feel like I could have stopped with 2 braids, but I really wanted to go hard and do 4. I almost wanted to do it from ear to ear, which you can do with this wig, but I just went ahead and did the 4, and the 4 made for the perfect top knot where, again, I'm showing off that nice parting space. Now, I really don't know how to explain how to cornrow. You kind of, if you know how to braid just individual braids, it's literally the same technique, except it's like you're braiding it against a wall or a flat surface, if that makes any sense. So you guys can see there's 3 strands or 3 separate, you divide them into 3 equal parts, and then you use like your pointer finger and your thumbs, and you just go at it and pretty much braid, but you're braiding flat. I know that probably isn't the easiest way or the most, the best tutorial, but kind of just follow along and watch as I go. For me, practice makes perfect. These are not the perfect braids. I'm not the perfect braider, but as I go along, I get better and better. And that product that I'm using is just a little bit of mousse. I don't know if it helps or not, but it just kind of helped me, I felt like, to grip the very front and make sure that the front looks super tamed and slick as I grabbed and gripped. But you guys can see I kind of start off as a 3-strand individual braid, and then I start connecting the hair and adding in or feeding in more hair as I go backwards. So I'm kind of like braiding and kind of using my pointer fingers to kind of like pinch or press it against the scalp or lace and bringing it around so that it's as tight and flat as possible. And of course, if you're doing braids on real hair, you want it tight, but you don't want it too tight. So now that our braids are done, I went ahead and added a little bit more of my adhesive. All of the tension I created by using or making those braids kind of made it lift in certain areas. So I just kind of re-bonded it by adding the spray, adding my scarf on top. And I'm going to go ahead and add my heat protectant, and off camera I did go ahead and straighten it out a little bit. I didn't do a silk press, I just kind of lightly ran the flat iron through all the way around so it can be a little bit more tamed. And this is pretty much the result after I've done my makeup, and again kind of tamed it just a little bit. And at this point it's all about prepping and primping. I kind of retouched up the baby hair, and I'm going to just put the braids into a high ponytail. I kind of wanted them to be a little bit more full, so I did go ahead and take out or section out a little bit more of the hair off the sides in the center. And I don't know why I did that. That was just like, I don't know. But I probably wouldn't do that again. I just would literally put the braids in a ponytail and unbraid them to make the ponytail or the bun a little bit more full. But, you know, it was cute and it worked for the sake of this video. And everything looks great. Now I'm just going to go ahead and I just want everything to look sleek and polished. So I added wax around the ponytail on the hair to kind of make the areas around the hair kind of look as flat as the braids look, so it's not just like flat braids and then big poofy hair, if that makes any sense. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the powder to the parting and just kind of flatten it out again. And you guys know how it goes. Super simple and easy. Look, if you know how to braid, I definitely recommend everyone learn how to braid. Again, I have 2 daughters, so I am trying to get my braid game on fleek by the time they're in elementary. This is the powder that I'm going to use. Everything I use is listed in the description box for you guys to check out. Make sure you guys check out LuHair. I have worked with this company a few times and they always have come through with the amazing package. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the description box for a link and list of everything that was used in this video. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Smooches!